Now by Lake Superior State head coach Damon Whitten. Coach, if you take yourself off mute, we'll ask you to make an opening statement and we'll take questions. Go ahead, Coach.
All set? Okay.
All set.
Thanks, Todd. Yeah, obviously, it was a big game with where both teams are sitting nationally, and obviously everybody's fighting for a championship and competing. So a lot of eyes on this hockey game across college hockey world. I think the nation or whoever tuned in saw who we are and who we've been really all season long. We've had a really good season, a really good hockey team. Probably our only blemish is that Mankato weekend, who we all know what a good team Mankato is. We've got a really strong senior class. They showed up tonight. Guy like Hampus Eriksson had a huge night. Merrick Smittens, a Mike Richter Award finalist, has done what he's done all season long, getting contributions throughout our lineup. So I thought it was a really good hockey game. And I thought the Lakers that we've seen all season long were here to play and, showed why we belong in the tournament and why we're competing for a championship tomorrow night. So like the effort, like the team, and happy to take any questions.
Okay, first question be from Dave Ellis. Go ahead, Dave.
Damon, congratulations. Just a quick note. This will be the first ever postseason meeting between Lake Superior State and Northern Michigan. I can't believe it, but it is actually true. Can you talk about the contribution that your defensive core made tonight?
Yeah, and thanks, Dave. And I don't think just tonight. I mean, when you look at their numbers, when you look at what they've done all season long, that's how we're built. That's why we recruited those guys. And, a couple of them are seniors, a couple of them wear letters. But they've been really good all season long. Part of that's the offensive contributions they give to the team. But a lot of it's the way you see us play defensively. We've been really good defensively, really the whole season. I'm not sure we've given up more than 2 goals, more than just a couple of games. So again, talk a lot about Lucas Keibel, our captain, big, strong senior, plays all situations. Will Rydell's had just a fantastic year and leads our D-corps in scoring this year. Another big, strong senior. But it comes from other guys, Jacob Nordquist, Mitch Oliver having a good year as well. So it's a D-corps that has been really important to us. And, we like the way they played once again here tonight.
Good. Next up is Tim Rapley. Go ahead, Tim.
Hey, Coach, that 5-2 win you had up at Bemidji, how do you think that affected your confidence going into a big game like this one?
Yeah. You know what, Tim, it was such a gauntlet of games. That was, I think, our 8th and 9th game in about 18, 19 days. So, I don't know if anybody in our program could tell you what city we were in or what day of the week it was or what time the game started. It was such a unique thing for college hockey. But we had a good series with them early in the year. We hadn't played in 26 days when we met them in January, I think, coming off the holiday break. So we didn't feel like they maybe saw the best team we were at that point. And then it was an overtime game. We should have won in overtime moments before they scored. And so, yeah, you're correct. And to come out the next night and get a pretty commanding win, gave us a little spark, gave us a little life. I think more importantly, we finally got home. We had a single game with Ferris after that, then the playoff series. So, we're rested finally. It took a while, but it's a rested Laker team. And again, I think we showed a lot of people what we're all about.
Okay, next up, Brad Cosimiglio. Brad, go ahead.
Hey, Damon. I wanted to ask about the play that Dustin Mans made on the first goal. You guys have been so good with the lead this year. For him to get that puck along the sideboards and find Pericelli in close, how big was that play by him? I mean, we've talked about him before, but how big was that play by him getting that puck through to the net?
Yeah, well, Brad, and our season started so well because we scored first, I think almost our first, 6-8 games. So, we all know how important that is, especially against a team like Bemidji. We didn't talk a lot about it as a team in terms of needing the first goal, but just the way we want to start hockey games. But that line has been a little bit frustrated, and they've just broken out the last couple of weeks. We've done a lot with that line, pulling out clips from previous games early in the year when they were scoring and they were contributing. So Dustin made a really good play on the wall to set up Pericelli, and they've been really good. And this time of year, you need contributions from throughout your lineup, and it was great to get that from them tonight.
Okay, next up is Dave Ellis. Go ahead, Dave.
Damon, what's it mean to your program to have a chance to win a title for the first time in 25 years? And what does it mean to your coaching staff to kind of validate what you guys are building as a program in the Sioux?
Yeah, you know what, Dave, too, I think the other thing, it's our 1,000th win tonight as a program. And again, we had that crazy stretch of games, the playoffs. We haven't done a lot about it as a program because we've just been trying to focus on the next 20 minutes in the next game. But it's 1,000 wins at Lake Superior State University. Such pride and tradition with our 5 national championships. And it's been a long time, as you just mentioned. So, as a staff, we're certainly proud. My assistants do a tremendous job. Our whole staff does. We had 23, 24 wins 2 seasons ago, a step back last year. There's a touch of validation in it, but I think more importantly, we're just really enjoying this group, players from all around the world. It's a tremendous locker room and a great, program. Everybody that's around it is just all in. And when you have a group like that, you have a chance to do something special. And, that's our goal tomorrow night, is to win that championship.
They're going back to Tim Rapley. Tim, go ahead.
Coach, if you don't mind talking about an individual, sometimes underclassmen start playing like upperclassmen late in the year. Percelli seems to really be standing out. Can you give us any insights into him?
Yeah, we're all dealing with transfers now, with what's going on and just more prevalent. So I think, we've got him and Jack Jeffers transferred into the program, and, it takes some time. They both had a really good start. And then maybe, struggled a little bit, whether it's confidence or just not getting points. But we don't know those guys like we know these other seniors or guys we've recruited when they're 15, 16. So, we've tried to dig in and relate to these players more and get them fully, into our team. Our upperclassmen have done a good job, but, Brandon's a very talented player. Obviously came from Minnesota Duluth, and we know how good that program is. And so it's good to see him playing the way he's playing. He's a dynamic offensive playmaker and goal scorer. And we've seen that to start the season and now again the last couple of weeks. So again, that depth of scoring is huge this time of year, and Brandon's providing that.
Next up, Adam Woden. Adam, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. I fully realize you can solve all this by winning tomorrow, but everyone else has been getting on their soapbox to lobby for their team. Do you want to make your case for why you should make the NCAAs either way?
Yeah, sure. Like I said, everybody's doing it. And I don't know that I need to do a lot of it. When you look around the country, first place teams and second place teams from nearly every league have been, near locks, or at least locks in the minds of, maybe the media, possibly the committee. And we're one of those teams. We've done this all season long. We didn't finish in third or fourth or whatever. We're second place in the league that's probably been as good as it's ever been. And so I think that's a piece of it, that it's been consistent. We've lost back-to-back games only once. I'm not sure if Mankato was ranked 1, 2, or 3 when we did that. And I think we have 4 regulation losses all season, and 2 of them to Mankato. So we've got a really good team. We've been consistent. We've been, really good down the stretch run, and here we are in the championship game. So I don't see a scenario where we can't be in, and I hope the committee sees that as well.
You're back to Brad Cosmiglio. Go ahead, Brad.
Damon, the penalty kill, I know you give up the late power play goal, but the penalty kill all night, for the most part, seemed to be really good. You didn't seem to give up, a lot of grade A's. Maybe just tell us a little bit about the penalty kill and what worked well for you guys in that regard.
Yeah, I'll go back to our seniors and our leaders. We start, pretty much every kill with Hampus Erickson and Yuki Miura, 2 seniors, 2 guys that are really important to our program. A couple of guys like Lucas Kaibo, Will Rydell on the back end, more seniors. I'm a big believer that the players run the locker room and, have a lot of say. And so we've really worked with this group to develop them as leaders and to take ownership of this team. And, they work with Zach Sizek, kind of oversees it. Zach's done a great job along with those guys. But that's a big piece of it, having those key guys in senior positions leading that. And then certainly we all know your goaltender has to be your best penalty killer. And I don't think Merrick's had a ton of work to do tonight in terms of grade A's and high quality, but certainly on the PK had to make some key saves and did a really good job.
Okay, our last question will go to Dave Ellis. Go ahead, Dave.
Damon, can you talk a little bit about Northern Michigan, how you played against them this year, and what you expect to see from a team that's probably as hot as anybody in the country right now when you play them in the championship game?
Well, it's been a while, Dave. We saw them early, so it's we really got to dig in and go back a little bit. We got to see a little bit of that series since it went to 3 games there in Bowling Green. But like you said, they're playing as well as anybody. I think their top line in particular are as good as anybody in the league in terms of being dangerous and threatening offensively. We know what the young goaltenders come in and done a great job as well. So it's a good team playing their best hockey of the year. It's kind of nice to have a UP rivalry going on here in Minnesota. It's 2 teams, we're 2.5 hours apart. So there's a long history and a great rivalry between the 2 institutions. And we're looking forward to a great championship game.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. We'll bring your student athletes in next.
Thank you.
We will be joined momentarily by Hampus Erickson and Merrick Smittens. Okay, we're joined by Merrick Smittens and Hampus Erickson. Again, if you have questions, just hit the raise hand function and we'll get started here. Thanks for joining us, guys. Questions for student athletes? Hey, Frederick. Shane, go ahead.
This is for both of you. If you can answer each, talk about what it's like for you guys to be playing for a championship in this conference. It's been for the first time in the WCHA.
Merrick, why don't you start?
Yeah, it's definitely a huge honor and a great opportunity. It's been a while since the Lake State has a chance to play for the championship, and we're all excited. It's going to be a great battle. It's Northern, they're our biggest rivalry for sure, and it's sad we can't do it at home because it will be packed for sure, but it is what it is. We're excited. We're looking forward to it.
Hampus,
like we just said, it's a great opportunity for us, and especially for us, for seniors, or last year to have a chance to win a championship. So we're all excited for it.
And next up be Tim Rapley. Go ahead, Tim.
Hey, this is from Merrick's. There's a lot of high-profile goaltenders here in Mankato this weekend. Do you take it as a personal challenge, an individual challenge in any way to show up against these big names and All-American goalies?
Yeah, I for sure know that all the goalies here are great goalies, and it's always fun, but I try not to think about it too much. I go out, do my job, and focus on the one shot at a time and one game at a time.
Questions? Okay, gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We'll let you go. Thank you. State head coach Tom Saratori. Coach, just like to ask you to make an opening statement, and then we'll take questions. Go ahead, Coach.
It was a tough night. We just ended up chasing the game. We got down 1 goal and then 2 goals, and they defend so well. And again, like I said, we were chasing the game a little bit, and it just wasn't meant to be tonight. And hats off to Lake Superior State. They were the better team tonight, and it showed. They got the lead, and we just couldn't get the next one.
All right, questions for Coach. Just hit the raise hand function. We'll get you going. Okay, first up be Shane Frederick. Go ahead, Shane.
Hey, Tom, do you feel like where do you feel like you're standing on the NCAA tournament at this point? And do you feel like you have a rooting interest tomorrow night based on where you might be?
No, we have a rooting interest. There's certain teams that we obviously are we're rooting for, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to really get into that, Shane. I know a lot of coaches have done that so far when their season's ended, and I just think we've got a NCAA committee made up of a lot of good hockey people. They've got all the information, they have all the data, and I just think you got to let those people do their work.
Okay, next up's Brad Cosimiglio. Go ahead, Brad.
Coach, I wanted to ask you about the power plays you had in the second period. I mean, you talked about chasing the game, and obviously at that point, you guys are only down 1 but couldn't capitalize. I mean, maybe take us through maybe how big of a difference that was, especially at that point in the hockey game that you guys couldn't capitalize.
Well, for sure. I mean, obviously you want to convert on a power play, and that gives you a little momentum. It gives you It just gets you back in the game. You feel good about yourself, but there's also different situations throughout the game that you need to answer back 5-on-5. So we just didn't, we didn't answer back. And again, and that's on us. And it would have been nice to convert on the power play. We converted on the power play in the third period, but that was a little too late.
Okay, next up's Tim Rapley. Go ahead, Tim.
Hey, Coach, did you get a sense almost that you were playing a mirror image of your own team? They were tough D all over the ice. They could kill penalties. They had a tough goaltender. Maybe you were almost getting a taste of what you do to teams.
No, I didn't look at it that way, Tim. I'm sorry, but they're a good. They really defend well. They're experienced. They're really big, and we had a hard time. Just fighting through all the traffic. They defend extremely well. I thought we didn't get. I didn't think we were very effective as far as our net presence. You got to get in front of Mittens, and plus it's hard to get second chance opportunities from against Lake Superior State.
Any questions for Coach? Okay, Coach, thank you for joining us. We'll let you go.
I got Owen and Ethan are here as well.
Right. We'll bring Owen Sillinger and Ethan Smoes in here in just a second.
All right. See you, Marcy. Take care, pal. Thanks. Thank you too. Absolutely.
Yeah, you guys move it. Wherever you gotta move it to.
Okay, we're joined by Owen Sillinger and Ethan Smoes from Bemidji State. Again, for questions, just hit the raise hand function and we'll get you going with these guys. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us. Questions for student athletes? All right, start with Adam Woden. Adam, go ahead.
Hey guys, you guys have had such a great season. Can you put your finger on what happened today? I mean, is the kind of thing where you feel like if you played them 9 times, you'd win 8, or was it just today, or can you put your finger on it?
Ethan, why don't you start?
Yeah, I mean, every time we play them, it's a battle. They're a really good hockey team, and you know what? They got the better of us today. They got the lead, and we just couldn't get anything going until we got one late. That was it. Yeah, we were pretty happy actually with our first, probably 15 minutes, 13 minutes of the first period there. I thought we had a lot of opportunities and had the game going, but after a while, we got the first one, and then, in the second period, we started chasing the game a bit, and, eventually we just couldn't get going, and yeah, that's kind of what happened tonight.
Ethan, can you talk a little bit about what happened on your power play goal there in the third period?
Yeah, I mean, Owen just kind of came down the wing, ripped it, and there's a rebound laying there, just whacked it in.
Okay, we got a question from Austin Monteith. Austin, go ahead.
This is a question for either of you two. There have been a lot of people with different teams across college hockey recently who have been making their case for why they should be included in the tournament. What would you say? How would you make your case for why you guys should be in the NCAA field?
Honestly, that's not really up to us. All we do is just kind of play. We can't really, we're not the guys making a decision at the end of the day. So just kind of put our head down and work. So.
Right. Next up is Shane Frederick. Shane, go ahead.
Yeah, guys, it seemed like obviously the last 5 minutes of the second period is when things got away from you. What did you see that changed, if anything, in that particular stretch?
Yeah, I mean, that controversial second goal, maybe it was offsides, maybe it wasn't, but they got that one counted, and then they kind of got some momentum there, popped another one, 3-0 going into the third, and got another one, just kind of started to get out of hand, so we lost control there, but that was about it. Yeah, it's tough to chase the game, especially at this level. I mean, anytime you go down a couple of goals, and we were kind of sitting back, we were deflated a bit, but so it is what it is.
Anything else for the student athletes? Okay, gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We'll let you go.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Okay, folks, we will have we'll have this archived on our website here in a little while tonight, and we'll also send a link out with the game recap coming up here shortly. Thank you for joining us.
That's it.